Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, it seems like Russia finally got into their heads that they are a distinct country, independent and strong. And they will not listen and wait for the approval of some Western states in order to believe that they are doing the right thing or the wrong thing. For so long, I think Russia was looking and expecting the West's approval or disapproval. And that was wrong because it never happened the other way around. Therefore, you seem to be the subordinate country to some entities that really have no moral authority, just to start, or legal authority over you. So this is showing through the latest statements made by the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, and I would say recent, maybe 8 months, 10 months, statements like we don't care what you think, we don't care about your eyes. If you remember that interview with a weasel from Great Britain, not English man, but anyway, and that's about what, 27-minute interview between the two, the other guys from BBC, a weasel. Anyway, so now we have Lavrov coming out and saying, you know what, we actually don't owe you any explanation to what happened with Prigozhin and the Wagner group, and we don't owe you anything. Go and yourselves. Oh, well, that's interesting. This is just to cite a little verse from the scriptures. Reap what you sow. Is that what it is? Yeah. So I guess this is the consequence of your actions. Don't expect anything else, because so far they kept punching these guys, and now this guy says, you know, enough is enough, and they expect the Russians still trying to be civil. No. And you know, this is what they get back. Russia Today, the 30th of June 2023. Russia owes West no explanation about Wagner mutiny. Of course, Russia doesn't owe them any explanation. Why do you have to say it? Well, because he was asked. Moscow has been extremely transparent about recent events in the country. Why do you even have to? Why? This is a reminiscence or whatever, after. I don't know, after garbage, you should not even say that. Has been extremely transparent. You don't have to be. Screw you. About recent events in the country, the foreign minister has said. So, are you proud of that? Like the Americans are very transparent with you. Russia has no obligation to reassure the West that the political situation in the country is stable. In the aftermath of Wagner private military group uprising last week, Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said on Thursday, because the guys were calling, hey, are you guys okay? We don't want to create problems, so we, you bomb us or anything, do something crazy. Okay, just keep it under control and send your things in Ukraine. We send ours over there, our guys over there, and everything that is needed. But make sure that, you keep it under control, okay? We don't want the shit to hit the fan, all right? Now you're concerned? Now? So, sometimes the consequences are uncontrollable, and the consequences of certain actions. So you ask these guys to keep under control something that, in their mind, in their assessment, it was started by you. And you say, hey, Emil, hold on. How did they start it? Well, with the expansions of NATO, just to start with that one. Then with missile systems in Romania and Poland. Let's go with that one. Oh, the coup. Yeah, the overthrowing of a legitimate, democratically elected of a country, Ukraine, Viktor Yanukovych in 2014. Yes, that's another one. Arming a country that you say is going to be part of your defense organization next to my border, ignoring my security concerns. Well, all those things are not considered and acceptable. Therefore, Russia invaded unprovoked. All right, that's how the script goes. And if you think otherwise or dare to say otherwise, then you must be on that guy's payroll. And you're a bad person. And you're going to lose your job and you're going to be outcast. We're going to tether you, whatever, gonna throw you, tether you. We're gonna tether you later at your ankle. Yes, we're gonna tar you, feather you, and kick you out of the township. Or maybe we do something else. We do what the wise Native Americans used to do with people: tie them around a. Remember that one, and then they were having fun while eating and playing. All right, maybe that. Who knows? So let's go back to Lavrov. So Lavrov says, speaking to reporters, Lavrov reiterated that, and I'm quoting, "We are not obligated to explain anything to anyone, to give any assurances." Good morning. Thank you for waking up. Okay, keep going. He stated that Russia, and I'm quoting, acts transparently, adding that both President Putin and other senior officials have commented on the Wagner mutiny. Why do you have to? Just because of your population. Otherwise, you didn't have to do it for the West. And I'm quoting, "If anyone in the West has any doubts, well, that's your problem." End quote. Good job, the minister said. Lavrov went to say, hello. So Lavrov went on to say that Russia has always emerged stronger from the challenges it has had to overcome, while describing the mutiny as, and I'm quoting, "nothing more than trouble." End quote. And I'm quoting again, "The same thing will happen now. Moreover, we feel that this process has already begun." Okay. He also said Moscow has, and I'm quoting, "serious doubts about the sanity of many Western leaders." And I'm quoting, "while publicly admitting," no, that was the quote, "while publicly admitting that their citizens, me, are suffering, yes, due to the Ukraine conflict, I'm suffering very much. These leaders press on with their policies in the name of helping Kiev prevail over Moscow," the foreign minister explained. And I'm quoting, "Does this sound sane? Does this reflect national interest?" End quote. Lavrov noted that amid the Wagner mutiny, many Western leaders claimed that the veneer of Russia's statehood was crumbling. This reaction, combined with statements that arming Ukraine had paid off, basically amounted to a confession that the West is waging war against Russia, he said. You don't have to say that. That happened in March 2022 already. Last Friday, Wagner chief, blah, 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 they tell us about what that guy said. On Tuesday, Russian President Putin praised the nation's military and law enforcement. All right, so the important here is this. If anyone in the West has any doubts, well, that's your problem. All right, and he stated that we are not obligated to explain anything to anyone, to give any assurances. Wrong? All right. Right. I'm glad they finally grew some balls, or grew them bigger than they were before, and now they show them. Here they are. Oh, that's so heavy. Anyway, here it is, finally. They don't have to wait. That was my perception, good or bad, of the Russian foreign policy. Is that okay if we do this? Hey, we're gonna do this, but hey, let's ask our Western partners if that's okay. Excuse me, can we go to bed now? Can we eat? Is it too early? Oh yeah, go ahead. Okay, thank you very much. But they ate whenever they wanted. They went to bed whenever they wanted. They whenever they wanted. But these guys, to me, to my observation, humble, stupid as it is, it was like this. Always like our Western partners. They still called the Americans and a few countries in the West Western partners up to about 3 months ago, when they changed it to former, which was an article I read about 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. It was the first time I ever read the Russians foreign minister, or whoever, I think Lavrov was, when he said former partners. And I was like, Western partners. Oh my God, really? Good morning again. And they kept saying partners. And those, how should I put it? I want to relate it to a movie or something, where I can just make up an analogy here. It's like someone really wants to kill you, and you just say, oh, yeah, that's a good one. Remember when the Crocodile Dundee, the first movie, and when he walks, if you don't remember the movie or never watch it. It's an old movie, 1990s or something. And he gets outside with the reporter, who later hand in hand, arm in arm, from a restaurant, and there's about 4 or 3, I don't know, younger people, and they show up. One said, "Hey, do you have a time?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." And said, "Well, give me your wallet," and get a little freaking knife. Ha! And now your wallet. And she's like, "Hey, whatever his name is, I can't remember, Nick, Dick, something. Give him his wallet." He said, "What for?" He was from Australia. I will try to pronounce it. "What for?" And she said, "He's got a knife." I said, "There's not a knife." And he gets, "This is a knife." And he's got like a 1 foot long knife. And he's like, and the guy's like, "Oh shit." And they start running. He just cuts and he started laughing, and she said, "Oh my God." He said, kids playing." That's how he took it, that the kids were playing. They were not kids, they were not playing, but he was so strong, and really he experienced a real event that these guys were a game for him. They were like weasels. But for her, there was a real thing, it was, but for him it was a play. So that's what it seemed to me like Russia. These guys really want to fuck them up in Ukraine, and they are our partners. What the hell? That's not a knife. This is a knife. Really? I mean, those guys want to stab you to get your money, and you're gonna it's okay. The same, our partners. They were not your partners from a long time this way. For a long time. They want to you. You gotta really be delusional and, in denial to think that those guys were partners. But maybe these guys knew it, and they were just, politically correct, or playing our partners, and they knew exactly that. I don't think they were dumb whatsoever, but they kept this appearance. Our partners. What partners? Partner? Hey, partner, remember Jackie Chan? Partner? With, what's his name? Owens, or whatever his name is. Those Shanghai Noon or something. Partner, hey, partner. Thank you very much. It was funny. So, I hear myself like that. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.